Hello, welcome to the morning edition of MBC News, and you are with me, Evelis Chingambe. Coming up this morning, the Vice President, Dr. Jane Ansah, is expected to visit Bomfa Cooperative at Mpoma Trading Center in Kasungu District today. Government orders Preskin Limited to compensate all people affected by West spillage in Zagwa district. And one person has died and about 100 people displaced following floods that occurred in Lilongwe City. Thank you for joining us. Now the news in detail. The Vice President, Dr. Jane Ansah, is expected to visit Bomfa Cooperative at Mpoma Trading Center in Kasungu District today. A statement from the Office of the Vice President says Dr. Ansah is expected to arrive at the trading center in 2 hours' time. The visit is supporting government's agricultural sector cooperatives policy, which is key in increasing smallholder income, improving market access, and expanding financial services. Government has noted with serious concern recent public statements attributed to some government officials insinuating that priority in the distribution of relief items and access to the Farm Input Subsidy Program FISIP should be given to those who voted for the current administration. According to a press statement signed by Chief Secretary in the Office of the President, Justin Saidi, the position of President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika's administration is clear and unequivocal in stating that every Malawian, regardless of political affiliation or how they voted in the 2025 tripartite elections, is entitled to fair and equal access to relief assistance and all government and social support programs. The statement further says all public officers are therefore directed to continue strictly observing, implementing and riding on the President's One Malawi vision and to administer all government programs solely in the national interest. Government has ordered Preskin Limited to compensate all people affected by the West spillage crisis emanating from its poor waste management in Zagwa district. Meanwhile, authorities at the company said they are ready to comply with the order. We have a joint report by Charles Chindongo and Hamida Kazembe being read by Romeo Umali.
Guilty as charged. The company is failing to manage its waste, putting the lives of many people in the Shire Valley at a risk of airborne diseases, among others. The firm's poor waste disposal resulted in the spillage of effluent to people's homes and contamination of water sources. Speaking after a meeting with the management of the company, Minister of Irrigation and Water Development, Rosa Fachimbirizi, who led the government delegation to resolve the waste discharge dispute, advised the company to put its house in order. Mbirizi further described the situation in Zagwa as inhumane.
As a government, we intend to resolve this issue by using the law. We have laws that govern the disposal of waste. And as you can see, the effluent management system here is very poor. It's affecting the crops around the area, the environment, including the health of the community around this area. So because the company has not adhered or addressed the issues that were raised by the National Water Resources Board and the Malawi Environmental Protection Authority, then we'll apply the full arm of the law.
Echoing the same is the line minister, Alfred Kangata.
They need to do the right thing because, there is a lot of people here, there is animals, there is crops that are affected because of this thing. So they need to do the right thing so that these things are not affected.
Meanwhile, authorities at the ethanol company in the district have vowed to compensate all the victims. Bryson Nkomantu is the Chief Executive Officer for Preskin Limited.
And there is a due process that is followed, and we are also going to follow the same procedures that normally it's led by the council.
Preskin Limited is one of the subsidiaries of conglomerate Press Corporation Limited.
The Malawi Communication Regulatory Authority (MACRA) has enhanced awareness efforts in order to sensitize the public on the need to protect their personal data against people who may use it for wrong reasons. MACRA's Acting Director General Mayami Nkoloma said this in Lilongwe during activities to mark the launch of the 2026 Data Privacy Week. He said, as the number of internet users keeps growing, many people are falling prey to unscrupulous people who use other people's information for evil reasons. Patrick Dambola has more.
The Data Privacy Week is an annual event which is spearheaded by the Malawi Communications Regulatory Authority (MACRA) through the Data Protection Authority under MACRA. The week intends to raise public awareness on the importance of personal data protection, as well as promoting a culture of privacy and responsible data handling. According to Acting Director General of MACRA, Mayami Nkoloma, the number of internet users keeps on growing each and every day, and many people are falling victims of some dishonest people who use other people's details for bad motives. He said, as a regulator, MACRA has the duty to sensitize the people about the kind of personal data they can share on the internet to avoid falling prey to bad people.
Information that is shared, more especially personal information, can be used maliciously by other people. People can impersonate another person, and that information they can use maybe to steal money, to do fraud and other activities. As such, it is important for the users, for Malawians, to understand what kind of information that they share on the internet, and also it is important for the companies or entities that process this information to ensure that this information is protected and is secure. Because if this information is or lands in wrong hands, then a lot of bad activities can happen.
Learners from various schools around Lilongwe were also part of the event. One of them is Joshua Modzi, who said, as an active user of the internet, he has learnt that if not well handled, personal data can be used by other people for criminal activities.
People just put away their data anywhere. Someone asks them personal information, they give it away. But then we need this data privacy for us to keep that information to ourselves, and so that we don't have data impersonators and also phishers. For us to keep our safety to ourselves, people follow people home, they take your information, they do different things. They can impersonate you on different things and then commit crimes under your name, while you do not have any information of this, while you're the one who gave them the information.
Other activities that have been lined up for the 2026 Data Privacy Week include a 2-day data protection conference which will bring together various stakeholders who handle data on behalf of their clients. These include banks and mobile phone operators, among some. The 2026 Data Privacy Week is being commemorated under the theme Privacy by Design. Patrick Dambula, MBC News, Lilongwe.
Government has assured children in the country that the 2026-2027 national budget will incorporate children's voices and needs in key priority areas, including education, agriculture, and health. Deputy Budget Director in the Ministry of Finance, Levison Chira, made the remarks in Lilongwe during a child-focused budget consultation meeting organized by the Joining Forces Alliance. Madalitso Muhango with the details.
Speaking during the meeting, Deputy Director in the Ministry of Finance, Levison Chira, said government will ensure that all resources allocated to children's welfare in the 2026-2027 national budget are increased to address challenges that children face in the country. Chira added that once the budget allocation is done, the Ministry of Finance will make a follow-up to ensure that the resources are being utilized efficiently.
Issues are coming out, so we know we already, I think, allocated some resources in the budget in these sectors, but the children so far are emphasizing on more resources, and also they need to make sure that those resources get to the people.
Save the Children Malawi, Director of Program Development and Quality, Buju Gadiale, emphasized the need to invest in children's welfare in their earliest years to achieve the Malawi 2063 vision.
For the Ministry of Finance, when they're looking at their budgets, to take into account children's needs, is going to give them, the country, the biggest rate of return economically. So it's not just a nice thing to do to look after our children, to address their needs. It's an economically sensible and clever investment in the country's future workforce, to enable the Vision 2063 to come to life.
Chairperson for the National Children's Alliance, Hatim Hassan, highlighted that platforms like these provide an opportunity for children to participate and express their views on the national budget.
Many of the schools here in Malawi, they have few blocks. So just imagine if the class is overcrowded, a teacher is overwhelmed, and the materials are limited. So here in Malawi, in some schools, they do have only one book that will be held by at least maybe 5 students. So just imagine, each student is expecting the same book. So imagine for the student who is preparing for money exams, it is not good.
The child-focused budget consultation meeting was held under the theme Investing in Children for Sustainable Development. Madalitso Muhango, MBC News, Lilongwe.
The National Food Reserve Agency, NFRA, has expressed concern with the quality of grain that is being brought to the agency. Over the weekend, the NFRA temporarily suspended buying maize from local traders due to high moisture content and high presence of weevils in the grain. Meanwhile, the agency has resumed buying the commodity. George Majega is NFRA Chief Executive Officer.
The issue is we didn't really say we have stopped buying, but we wanted to clear off the problem that was there regarding the maize that had come through. So the people, when they are on the queue and they have been there for some time, they believe that the maize that they have has to be bought at all cost. But the issue is we have to protect the Malawian in the village who is going to receive this maize, those that are going to get access to this maize, to buy this maize. We need to protect them by ensuring that we are buying maize of high quality. So the maize that we had, there were some trucks that had germinated maize, the maize that had already started germinating. We had maize trucks which were soaked, so the maize was wet, and then we had other trucks that rotten maize. Now their feeling was, because we've been on the queue, this maize had to be bought. So we've been able to clear that, agreed, and moving forward, we still continue to adhere to quality parameters that will ensure the safety and good health of Malawians. But at the same time, we're going to buy from all the transporters or farmers or traders whose vehicles are already on the queue right now.
And Biliati Mazembero is one of the local maize traders.
To us as the transporters, we saw that we see that this is what we want and what we need, because we stay here for a long time. You can see we stay here for 3 weeks, which is not good.
You're watching MBC News and you are with me, Evelis Chingambe. A reminder of our top stories. The Vice President, Dr. Jane Ansah, is expected to visit Bomfa Cooperative at Mpoma Trading Center in Kasungu District today. Government orders Preskin Limited to compensate all people affected by waste spillage in Zagwa District. And one person has died and about 100 people displaced following floods that occurred in Lero City. Welcome back. The African Fertilizer and Agribusiness Partnership, AFAP, with funding from the Alliance for a Green Revolution in Africa, AGRA, has launched the Regain project, which seeks to promote adoption of technological solutions to reduce post-harvest food loss among smallholder farmers. Lonjeson Sodoga has filed this report, being read by Margaret Mabando. We apologize, we'll not be able to provide you with that report, but will provide it later in our subsequent news bulletins. Moving on to our next story, the Department of Disaster Management Affairs, DODMA, says one person has died and about 100 people have been displaced following floods that occurred in Lilongwe City. According to DODMA, 38 of the displaced people are women, while 57 are men. The affected households in areas of traditional authorities Maliri and Mbwadaliga are currently camping at Chinsapo Secondary School. Smart Jaliga reports.
Speaking after inspecting the affected households in Chisapo Tukampono, DODMA Commissioner Wilson Moleni described the situation as devastating, noting that many families have lost property due to the flooding. Moleni said that the department is engaging the Ministry of Education to ensure that learning at the school is not disrupted. Moleni added that DODMA has since provided assorted relief items to those at the camp, including rice, maize flour, beans, soya beans, plastic sheets, and blankets, among others.
We are here in Chisapo area, an area that has been hit by flooding waters, particularly areas of TA Maliri and TA Mbwadaliga, and 97 people have been displaced, 38 of which are women and 57 are men. And we went out to just appreciate the situation of damage.
Among the survivors is Florence Matengula, a teacher who lost 500 chickens, 10 bags of chicken feed, and most of her household property as a result of floods.
500. I lost 500 chickens after floods swept through the area.
Director of Engineering for Lilongwe City Council, Julius Togolani, admitted that poor drainage systems remain one of the major contributing factors to flooding in the city.
It's not only here, but in Lilongwe in general, it's not very good. We've built roads without clear drainages on the side, so water does flow.
Member of Parliament for Lilongwe City Kampono constituency, Khadija Leah Chunga, has appealed for increased support to assist the affected households.
The main support which I'm looking for is for food items, because since yesterday these people, they didn't have anything to eat. We had to do commonly food which we manage on our own, but it's not enough.
The floods have left many families vulnerable and in urgent need for assistance. Smart Charika, MBC, Lilongwe.
Machete Wildlife Reserve in Chihuahua District has made over $1 million last year alone from international tourists. This was revealed over the weekend when Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Trade, Industrialization, Business and Tourism, Jean Mnyanyembe, visited the Wildlife Reserve. Justin Guel has more in this report.
Mnyanyembe paid a visit to the Wildlife Reserve as part of her familiarization tour. Majete Wildlife Reserve Park Manager John Adendorf said the tourist attraction site has seen a growth in international visits. He indicated that last year the international visits grew to 14,000 from 13,000 in the preceding year. The park manager said as a result the Wildlife Reserve has made a record high revenue of over $1 million during the year.
It's actually really good. It's picking up year on year. We're all facing economical challenges, but Majete has seen a growth and a steady growth over the years. COVID was a bit of a slump, but everybody expected that. But since then, it's really picked up nicely. We're seeing international visitors increase. This week is unusual. We're seeing nearly a full lodge in Majete. And usually January, February are very poor months, but we're getting good bookings. So this year, 2025 at least, last year, was the best year Majete ever had. The first time ever we grossed over $1 million for Majete.
The Principal Secretary, Mnyanyembe, said this shows that the tourism sector has untapped potential to spur economic growth. She expressed government's commitment to uplifting the sector so that it lives to its full potential.
Having listened to their story from where they are coming from, I think they have invested a lot. And for the first time, they are even saying they have been able to make quite a huge amount of money comparing from the other years before. Meaning to say, they have invested enough now that they are now starting to get returns. Meaning to say, as we are putting it, being our ATM strategy on attraction, I think this is the time that we can even, attract more people from the other side. So, being a tourist area, we really need to see how we can best package ourselves, especially Malawi, so that we can also, work towards our ATM strategy, bringing in forex and the other benefits which we get from the investment that has been made.
Majete Wildlife Reserve is managed jointly by African Parks and the Malawi government on public-private partnership arrangement. Justin Nkweu, MBC News, Blantyre.
And in sports, coach for Goshen City Delta Dynamos, Alex Ngira, says his team is looking to reach the final of the Castel Challenge Cup. Dynamos beat Ekaya on Saturday to reach the semi-finals of the tournament, where they will face Blue Eagles. This is the first time for Dynamos to be in the semi-finals of an elite competition, and coach Ngira believes the boys can go all the way to the final.
Well, it's an encouraging feat altogether. All we need just now to do is just to go forward, do whatever things we are doing in order to progress. Well, what we agreed was in the first half we had to take them on and restrict them on passes mainly, so that they are not moving with the ball, and we successfully did that. And in the second half is when now we told them that they have to move around and go flat out, and that's why those goals started coming in. Indeed, I'm so happy. We agreed that we have been given a chance to play in the Castel Cup, and we don't have to go there as minnows. We just have to register our name, and people should know that there's still alive. This is what we are doing.
How far would you want to go in this competition?
Finals.
Finals, or perhaps win it?
Yes, it's possible. Cup games are very intriguing games. Anything can happen.
And that's it from our newsroom this morning. A recap of our top stories before we leave. The Vice President, Dr. Jane Asa, is expected to visit Pomfa Cooperative at Mpoma Trading Center in Kasungu District today. Government orders Preskin Limited to compensate all people affected by waste spillage in Chukwawa District. And one person has died and about 100 people displaced following floods that occurred in Lilongwe City. Keep up to date with our news coverage on our digital platforms by scanning the QR code at the top right corner of your TV screen. You've been with me, Evelis Jingambe. Thanks for watching and good morning.
Good morning and welcome. It's time for weather update. We should expect cloudy conditions with localized thunderstorms and rains mainly over the central and northern areas. This is all due to the influence of the ITCZ, which is active over the central as well as northern areas. Therefore, this morning, cloudy conditions with localized thunderstorms and rains are expected over the lakeshore, central and northern areas. Mild conditions are expected over most areas in Zuzu, Lilongwe and Blantyre are expected to reach a minimum temperature of 18 degrees Celsius. In the afternoon, hot conditions are expected over most areas. In Zagwa and Sanje are expected to reach a maximum temperature of 34 degrees Celsius, Makibe 30 degrees Celsius, while 28 degrees Celsius over Kasungu. We should also expect cloudy conditions with localized thunderstorms and rains mainly over the central as well as northern areas. Thanks for watching. I'm Charity Mapondo. Be wise, be with us.
Zona, Zona, Zona,
pasa nafike pakuti ndifukule munene zona pasa fike pakuti ndifukule munene zona zona munduze zona inu zona munduze zona pasa nafike pakuti ndifukule munene zona pasa fike pakuti ndifukule munene zona. Musandinamize mundiuze chilungamo oyamba pomwe zisana kale zinsinsi musandinamize mundiuze ndendende zapansi pantima zisana kale mirandu malingaliro ndiuze na my love wosasunga something kampeni kumpasa lero ndima wowowo amawa ndiuze na my love kuti muvi oyang'anira umalo wa maso tsiku limodzi zona mundiuze zona zona mundiuze zona pasa nafike pakuti